Well, the only land improvements I've done there is to put in food plots, and other than that, I haven't had the access or been allowed to.
Yeah, like doing hinge cutting and clearing
Right.
and all that stuff is what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, that's all I've ever done too is food plots. I've never really messed with anything else other
Like
than like
most people, when you don't own the land or you're not related or something, most people don't want you out there mowing on their forest or
yeah,
planting trees or
yeah,
I did do some cleaning out around old apple trees. Um, there was an apple orchard there at some time. Dave's owned it for 30 years, and the apple orchard was grown in with brush and stuff back then, where you had to really look and say, "Holy crap! There's apple trees in the forest in a row."
yeah,
So that apple tree's got to be like 50 years old. Half of them are dead now. But there's
yeah,
6, 7 of them out there, and I've gone around with a chainsaw and cleared all the trees surrounded so they could get some light and stuff, and
yeah,
the deer could have some space. But that's as far as I've gone as far as manipulating the land. But I can tell you there is a lot of things I'd like to do if I had those options. But even if they gave me permission now, I wouldn't because they're probably going to sell the place.
yeah. What kind of things would you want to do on that property?
I think I would want to make some brush lines and stuff to connect some areas where the deer could have a little privacy. I think I'd like to put some pine trees around the outside borders,
Hmm.
make the deer feel a little more comfortable rather than having neighbors staring at them or in plain view, like a heavy pine
Yep,
um,
like a
brush.
wall almost for 'em.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and put those around the borders. Maybe some of the more wide open areas. You put a path that has pines across the middle to make the openings smaller so the deer feel more comfortable. Maybe some blockades that sort of the deer that are in certain areas can't see my approach. That would be huge for me. Um,
yeah,
Maybe cut some little openings into bigger areas that are just solid trees to allow some light in to get some brush growing so that you get some more bedding. Those kind of things.
mm,
Make it a little thicker on the tops of the little ridges where they can bed underneath the ridge on a leeward wind.
yeah. I've had 150 ideas on some of the properties I've hunted over the years, things I'd like to do, but
You
um,
can get carried away with that stuff too because the time you put into that,
yeah, I know.
you probably find a lot of deer scouting.
Oh yeah, yeah. Me and Gary were talking about that a while back about just getting fed up with screwing around with all this crap, and he's like, we could be on public land finding a deer that's twice as big as what we have on our private anyway. uh, uh,
Dave's is certainly like that. I mean, if I find if I got food in there for them beyond the natural food, like food plots,
yep,
man, the place is loaded with deer. If I don't, it's a ghost town.
yeah, yep. I I started 2 years ago. I started doing those no-till food plots, and they've really worked well for me, and they don't take as much time and all that kind of stuff. And that's about the only thing I do now. I put in one, and I'm like you. If I don't put it in there, it's just like when the crops go off, it's gone. Everything's gone. You might as well not even step
The
foot on
big
the
thing about
place.
my area, and I think your area is kind of the same, but different. You
Hmm.
got all those hills nearby, and if you just cut down all those fields, you're just going to go to those hills, in my opinion. If there's nothing there for them, but where Dave's at is his land is nice. It's got a lot of food kind of options.
Yep.
It's got a lot of bedding options, and standalone would be pretty nice. But as soon as you get off his property to the other end, I mean, it just drops in the swamp where there's just endless bedding. The neighbors all got real great food and food plots, and um, there's no reason for a deer to be there. I mean, even if I enhance the bedding's better in that swamp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got to have the main thing I got to have is a reason for them to want to be there. And the
Hmm.
food holds the does there, brings the bucks there, but the bucks will hold there too. And we actually had better success on the local bucks when we had bad neighbors because they put so much pressure on the deer would come onto our property. But at the
Right.
same time, the bad neighbors killed everything, so we only had 1 or 2 bucks. Now we got good neighbors, and the deer stay on the other side of the fence, and it's hard to get them to come over.
Yeah, catch-22.
It is, yeah. There's good and bad in everything.
Yep. If you want to watch another video, click right here. But don't forget to subscribe before you leave.